Single Simulcast is about a lot of things. This podcast may make you laugh, cry, or pound your fists into your desk. If you hear something you like or something you don't, leave a voicemail at 916-572-9016 or email us at singlesimulcast@gmail.com.
1. Single Simulcast.
Here's my perspective on Leg Drop Johnson not getting picked for that group. So me and Miguel never really got along much. Like, good singer, like the song Adore, works for me. But like, it was just funny to me to see these folks say you're doing too much when that's literally the same stuff he's doing right now. Like, he didn't take constructive criticism at all.
Right, but see, this is the thing though. For me, like, what I saw were people like saying, "Oh my God, those people are haters," and this and that, and look where Miguel is, and look where they are, which is totally like valid, you know, as far as like just looking at the perspective and everything. But what I saw was a solo artist trying to be in a group. It was just like, why would you want this person who's all loud and drawing attention on himself to himself be in your group? He's not a good fit. It just didn't make any, like, on the one hand, if having Miguel in their group could have made them better, maybe, but not necessarily, because he's a solo artist. He's prospering by himself, singing the way he wants to, not being beholden to anybody. And so I really didn't, they might have been hating on him, at least as far as skill is concerned. But at the same time, I didn't think that he didn't fit in the group. So why would you want somebody in your group who's going to overshadow everybody? You need somebody who might be able to play the background when they need to. And he was not singing like somebody that was going to be in the background. He was singing like he was going to tell somebody, "Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis."
I love you. I was just thinking that same thing.
Like he was like they knew. It is just like sometimes, like, you know, what it made me think of is just like sometimes what's for you is for you, and nobody can take that away or stop that from coming. And obviously, maybe singing wasn't necessarily for them, but that didn't have anything to do with them not having Miguel in their group. They could have, you know, kept Miguel in the group, and the group could have just imploded because he just didn't fit. And then Miguel don't even get to be Miguel. Miguel is just some dude, you know, who used to be in a group, and maybe it takes him longer to figure out, okay, I need to be by myself. Like, if anything, this is about
luck,
but also like imagine if he had kept trying to be in groups and kept trying to be in groups and kept trying to be in groups instead of just saying like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna just do it by myself. You know, it's about making right decisions for yourself and not just, they were some haters. Oh, look where they could have been. Look where Miguel's career is at. You know, it's just like, I don't know, sometimes their shit might not have been meant to be. And Miguel's might not have been meant to be if he didn't make the right decision to get, you know, on the right path to be a solo artist. He could have just been, you know, trotting around trying to be, you know, somebody's number 2, second, trying to be Ralph Trash Band or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Leg Drop Malone would have joined the luminaries of people who also weren't meant to be in a group. Like Ralph Tresvant, Ralph and Bobby. Nobody in New Edition. Well, no, let's be honest. Ralph and Bobby weren't meant to be in New Edition. Like, maybe for one album, but I think Bobby had the right idea by going solo. It isn't his fault. Well, it is his fault, but that his career, let's be honest, his solo career largely went butt. And Ralph wasn't meant to be a solo artist, which we are in a group, which we found out in the show when he made sure that people knew that he was offered a contract, but just decided not to go because of the good of the group. But you're right. It's a lot of just, if they had left, then what would have happened, or if they had stayed, then what would have happened? Because I feel like their careers were awful, especially Ralph. I feel like Rated R is an affront to society. And I feel like whatever his second album is called, shouldn't even have came out. It should have just been called Aberration. And so who knows? Like, certain people aren't meant to. You know who else isn't meant to be in a group? That nigga from Color Me Bad.
Brian.
Brian was not meant to be in a group.
That big bodyguard looking motherfucker.
He don't even look like a bodyguard. He look like a security guard.
He looked like, woo! Boy, he looked like somebody throw you off the stage.
Exactly.
Across the stage.
But he was not meant to be in a group either. So there are certain people who, you're absolutely right, just aren't built for it because of either the mindset or just the way that they work. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Did Beyonce belong in the group?
Did she?
I'm gonna say yes.
I think she can do. I think. I don't know if it's about belonging. It's just that, did she have the ability to be in a group? Yes. Because I don't know how much of them pushing her forward is them versus us as an audience sometimes gravitating, especially a black audience, gravitating toward the light-skinned pretty girl.
That happened a lot in the 90s and early 2000s. And the big argument back then that I heard about a lot was who's cutest in TLC. Me, I was always T-Boz, but other folks were like Chili, and some folks were like Left Eye, and I was like, they're all cute, but T-Boz is really cute. And then everybody was like, you crazy because she got that deep voice. It was a whole thing for Stupid Men. But it just seemed like for Destiny's Child, Kelly got pushed to the side, and then Michelle got pushed to the side, and it was interesting to see the dynamics of what people thought as far as beauty ideals. And then with SWV, the same thing. I don't even remember the other singers' names other than Coco.
It was Taj and Lily, I think.
Taj and Lily got X'd out and pushed to the side, and Coco got pulled forward. So is it really maybe not so much, well, it is colorism, but also who's at the forefront, like who's on your mind, who they're always got the camera on? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. That was all. I didn't know if y'all could hear me or not, because I'm looking at my I'm looking at my Skype, and I just see the two of y'all in there. But maybe I can't see me.
And we were like, yeah, good point.
Oh, I don't know. I thought y'all was just talking.
No, you said that, and we was like, you said that, and then you didn't. Yeah,
I didn't remember. I do know that you're crazy though, because Chili was obviously the cutest person in TLC.
See. But you also got to look at it like this. Chili was the one who they always had, like, even no matter what they were doing, no matter what they were singing, Chili was the one that they had dressed up the most sultry, the most R&B-ish.
Did they really?
Left Eye was dressed up like an eclectic 90s backpacker, and T-Boz was dressed up like a gangster.
See, I mean, they but all that was kind of the same outfit. Well,
they had different personalities. Like Left Eye was kind of like the little sister, kind of like scrappy, but you could tell like she really wasn't gonna do nothing until you realize, oh wait a minute, she was the craziest one. She's burning down houses and stuff.
Burning down the house.
Okay, so see, I'm thinking of Ain't Too Proud to Beg, and I feel like the biggest difference between all of them is like when they first came out. The biggest difference is that Left Eye was in like the big hat.
And
she was
the
like
condom
in that
glasses.
and had the condom glasses, but they all wore oversized shirts and oversized, and baggy clothes. So it never occurred to me that that any of them were more sexy. Now, later on, right? But that's what I'm saying. Now, later on, I do think they did get kind of, in certain instances, I think they were a little bit. I guess Chili might have been like in more midriff stuff, maybe compared to Left Eye. I feel like T-Boz and Chili might have been in a little bit more midriff stuff. But even then, I guess it just seemed like, it never occurred to me that one was supposed to be was supposed to be more sexy than the other. It's not sexy. Now, if you tell me that people fucked with Chili because she had long hair, like long, good hair, that I could understand. That makes sense to me, especially back then, because it's just like, oh, she got long, pretty hair. Motherfuckers like long, pretty hair, and the other two, had short hair. And then you got the whole thing with T-Boz having a deep voice. So Chili was the most feminine. But I guess I just wouldn't equate that with like being sexy. But I get where you're coming from.
See, I mean, for me, it's not about any of those things. Chili is my favorite for the same reason that Kelly was my favorite in Destiny's Child. I just prefer dark women. So I look at any one of those groups and I'm like, her and her. Y'all, the rest of y'all look all right. That's just... It's that simple for me. All the rest of that, that deep psychological stuff that Shantae you just throw out there, I'm like, y'all, that might no. I'm way simpler than that.
But there was a point in time where they even outside of waterfalls, if you think back, there was a point in time where they just had Chili always at the front, and she'd be the one who was dancing or the one who was wearing like not so much sexier clothing, just they had her in a different light than they had T-Boz and they had Left Eye. And if you think about these videos, they always had it stacked up where it was Chili, T-Boz, Left Eye in the back, until Left Eye had to rap, and then she came to the front. And T-Boz was always in that middle area. And in videos where they were dressing up as sultry or seductively, like I think it was Creep where they were wearing the pajamas.
Yeah.
T-Boz was wearing pajamas that were buttoned like a cholo. The top button was buttoned in, and the rest of it was buttoned all the way down, and then like halfway down it just opened up, and hers was long enough like it was baggy and all that kind of stuff. Chili was wearing like this angelic blue flowing, wind hit it, hair flowing back and all that kind of stuff. And the light was hitting her the right way and all that. People are gonna and people are gonna remember that kind of stuff, and Left Eye was just always, like you said, in the back, like the little sister or whatever. So it's not, I can't really say for like Total or Escape or anything like that, because I don't remember their videos. But I just really feel like they chose a person in a group who they were like, we're going to focus on you. Like the camera needs somebody to focus on, it may as well be you. And so that was a person that for a lot of people, they were just like, that's who I find attractive. Like Gladys Knight and the Pips. Nobody found the Pips attractive.
So as you were going through all that, I just pulled up the Red Light Special video on YouTube, and in that one, T-Boz is, at least at the very beginning, she's like the focal point, and then it switches over to Left Eye, and Left Eye is dressed like a pimp. Like she looks like Charlie Murphy in that Dave Chappelle skit, the Player Haters Ball. Like she's all pimped out, dressed up. And then I think Chili is just kind of like, and I'm here too. So, I mean, maybe it's just the different they played different roles in different ones of their videos, different segments they were in.
Yeah.
Because this one is definitely all about T-Boz up front in the center and doing all the sexy stuff. And the other girls are just kind of like playing their different roles.
And but the other thing about those three and the dynamics of those three was this. Like you said, Left Eye was looked at as not so much the little sister, just the goofball. And it all started with that condom hat, or the condom glasses and the big hat. And when they had the cartoon bubbles popping up above their heads for all that kind of stuff in that very first couple videos they did. That's where that idea came to. She was the youngest one, the little sister, whatever. T-Boz? Keep it real. A lot of people in the neighborhood were debating her sexuality. Due primarily to what she was wearing when she was dressed up in the pimp outfit and her deep voice. And it's not right. And it's not fair. But that was the toxic masculinity that was there. So people kind of pushed her to the side like she's not there for us. Let's just focus on the one with the good hair. And really, guys will make any sort of justification they need to because they just can't say somebody's cute, which is why you will hear guys constantly antagonize women who are not as skinny as guys think the standard should be. Guys, I know that there's men out there who like women who may be bigger, who may have curves. But a lot of those guys will act like Diamond and Mir were saying on the last show. You know, they'll, no. When they get around people, no, I'm not with them. That's not for me. No. But in secret, that's what they really desire. And I feel like back then when it was completely unchecked, guys were trying to mask what they were looking for in, I like her because these ones are this. Instead of, I just find her attractive. Like you said, Gerald, I just find dark-skinned women attractive. That's it. That's where I'm at. That's nothing else. And so I think that a lot of the groups that were out in the 90s, well, in the 80s too, because Vanity 6 went through the same exact thing. Where what's her name? The frontliner was in the front, and then there was a dark skinned woman in the back and a white woman in the back. And they never came up front. Ever. Oh man, what was her name?
Who, Vanity?
Oh, her name was Vanity?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was her. I mean, what? I mean, at least as far as that example is concerned, I honestly feel like that was definitely about her being, Vanity 6 was about her being Prince's protege, and they needed two women in the back, to be background. And I'm sure they sang too and everything and danced a little bit, but she couldn't just be on stage by herself. It's just like the Mary Jane girls and stuff. It's like it was three of them. Mm-hmm. So, but I just figured, that was her group. As far as she was concerned, Prince was concerned, whatever.
As far as they're all concerned. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis, Ina, Otina. Oh, never mind. Single Simulcast, episode 312. I'm joined by Shantae. We're also joined by Gerald, and I'm hoping Stephanie.
I'm here.
Yes. Thank y'all all for being here. Shantae, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Went to my child's open house, so that's over with. So,
Why do they do that like 2 days after school starts? Like, nigga, ain't nothing in the show.
Well, this is the second week, so, but still.
Devin's school started at the beginning of our mid-July, like right after the 4th of July passed, his school started. We are now in the second week of August, and they're having parent-teacher conferences. I'm like, what? He ain't even been there long enough to get an F. Not that he's going to get one. I'm just saying, if a kid's grade was going to drop from an A down to an F, it would take more than like 2 months, right? Like, you got to work hard to get, well, no. All you gotta do is not turn in one assignment, and boom, zip, zilch, 0.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if it's been that was almost 8 weeks ago, right? So I mean, a lot of semesters or whatever, they end in they're in 9-week blocks. So I mean, it's time anyway. Or at least it would be here. There's 4 different, I guess there's 4 9-week blocks. And after, in 2 9-week blocks, I think make a semester. I guess. I don't know.
No, nobody knows the science school.
But it's still every 9 weeks is, it's go time. As far as if you done fucked up for the last 9 weeks, that's going to be your grade for this 9 weeks. Better luck next time for the next quarter.
Speaking of, I need to go ahead and jump in real quick. And a couple episodes ago, Rashani talked about how they schools out there in Northern California do trimesters. And y'all was making fun of them, talking about that's pregnancy and all this other mess. No, I lived out there for 4 years, and I shall attest, they do some crazy stuff up there. They literally do trimesters. That's how they break the school year up. It's 3 trimesters. That's 12 or 13 weeks long. It's weird. It's what they do. But y'all sitting here trying to give my man all this hell. He knew what he was talking about. Quit hating.
See? And that's coming straight from Walmart, Arkansas.
See? Go.
Oh, God. Oh. Stephanie, how are you doing?
I'm okay. How's everybody doing?
Good. What'd you do for your birthday?
I went shopping, so I need to get new clothes. So that was what my mother and I did. Well, my mother, my brother, and my nephew. So we went shopping, and it was weird to go shopping and just shop and not worry about a bill.
I've never had that happen before.
Right. Me neither.
Did music start playing in the background, like were you just dancing through and there was montages and you were getting changed, and then you walk out the changing room and your mom would shake her head, and then you walk back in and you come back out in something bright yellow and she shake her head again, and then you walk back in and you come back out with something perfect, your mom would nod and give you a thumbs up?
Well, it would have been like that if Stephanie had tried on any clothes, but I hate trying on clothes.
Oh, you're the best.
And so I tried them on today, and I was like, oh, they all fit. I'm good.
Well, good, because I don't like trying on clothes either. It's just this is some bullshit. I don't want to. You got to pull stuff up. You got to pull it down. You got to pull it back up. You got to pull it down. The shit don't fit. Pull it back down. Go try to find a different size. It's just some bullshit.
Nope. Nopity nope. Nopity nope.
See, I just know what sizes I wear, and I know what colors I like, and so I go into the Goodwill, and I get the clothes that I like and the colors that I like, and then I walk out, and then I go home. Maybe 25 minutes tops. Going with my wife, however, 25 minutes tops in Goodwill, and then she has to go somewhere else to look to see if there might have been a better deal. And I'm like, nigga, we just left the Goodwill. There's literally no better deals than the Goodwill. And then she was like, no, because they're doing a sale over here, so we go over there. And then I start shopping again because opportunity. And so we're in there for 45 minutes, and then there's 3 other stores, and there's Burlington's. And then I got to get the suits that the good pimps get. So I got to get me a 5-piece suit, and yeah, it turns to a whole day when I'm with somebody else. When I'm by myself, it's real quick. So how did it work when you were with your mom and your family? Was it quick, or was it a whole day out of it? Did y'all go get something to eat too and stuff like that?
So, I mean, it was kind of quick. I mean, it was a couple of hours. Oh, well, maybe 3 hours. So I still, even though I didn't try anything on, it was still me standing in line. Oh, excuse me. So, it was a little bit. No, it was actually quicker than having to go to different stores, because I think I only went to 2 stores. One of them happened to be Burlington because Burlington is everything.
It really is. Burlington just reaches down in black folks' hearts and just pulls something out. Like, everybody can find something in Burlington.
They got them Steve Harvey suits in Burlington.
That's what I said. The pimp outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Ghetto.
7-piece suit.
Ooh, Jesus.
Pocket watch included.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Pocket square, pocket watch, bustier. For $3 extra, you get a bustle. I just like.
I've never seen somebody wear a cummerbund and a vest.
Somebody walk out of Burlington wearing a suit with suspenders and a belt.
Lord. Oh boy. Oh Lord.
And playing Luther Vandross is never too much.
Okay.
Did he have on a cummerbund and suspenders?
And a belt.
And a belt.
So hold up. So let's put this together. How do you make a 7-piece suit? You got pants, you got the jacket, you got cummerbund, you have the vest. That's 4 pieces right there.
Mm-hmm.
You have the matching belt with attached suspenders. That's 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually, so you also need the pocket square and the tie and the socks.
And the shirt.
So really, and the shirt. It's
because
11
at Burlington, they sell the shirt tie combo packs.
Mm. Oh, and don't forget the hat with the feather.
Negro, this is an 11-piece suit.
11-piece suit.
This is the single simulcast first. The 11-piece suit with 5 buttons.
That just sounds so hot.
Buy one, get one, 75% off.
No.
Oh, my
$8 at Burlington.
Oh.
And like sweaty.
Oh. Thought you were trying to make me feel good about myself. Like, thank you, because I wore one of those.
Wow.
When I was...
pictures?
Let me see. Go-Go was 2, so that means that I was 23. And I wore I was just infatuated at that point in time with zoot suits. It was 2004, 2005. Zoot Suit Riot was playing and all that good stuff.
Goodness.
And I wanted a zoot suit. So there's a shop out here in Sacramento that actually sells zoot suits. And I went in there and I got the zoot suit and the shoes and the suspenders and the white shirt and the coat and the pants and the shoes and the hat with the feather. And I died.
So were you walking like Malcolm X? Were you walking like...
Yes, I was. With that
like,
low dip and that arm.
Swinging your arm?
Yep.
Oh, my God.
And I was talking to everybody. I called everybody Cat Daddy that day.
Wow.
I grabbed myself a lot because I couldn't decide if I wanted to be Michael Jackson or if I wanted to be Smooth. And I just saw a picture of myself yesterday that my daughter pulled out of the file cabinet, and I didn't look like either. I just looked like a really confused young man wearing a zoot suit. Trying to look onerous.
Zoot suit.
Yep, zoot suit riot.
Oh, boy.
Boy, indeed. Oh, boy, oh, boy. So, my daughter was telling me a couple days ago about how she goes into restaurants and asks for a water cup and then comes out with Sprite-flavored water. Mm-hmm. And I was telling her that she shouldn't do that. And she was like, I know you've done it. And I was like, I used to. I guess when I was your age. And once I get to that point and I say when I was your age, she's like, she just looks at me like, just shut up, Dad. So I really need to stop saying that. But now I have a reason to tell her not to do that anymore. Because a Montana man, capital of Montana is Joe. A Montana man who was accused of filling his water cup with soda at a fast food restaurant has been arrested and charged with multiple misdemeanors and a felony. Missoula Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh said police were called to the scene on Thursday around 2:30 p.m. after Daniel Stein started a fight with a restaurant employee. The 48-year-old, which is old enough to know better but young enough to not care, had allegedly tried to fill a water cup up with soda at a restaurant and was confronted by an employee who told him he would have to pay for the soft drink. When confronted by the employee who informed him he had to pay for the cup of soda, he refused and left out of one of the entrances. The employee followed him and told him that he was not welcome back, and then he turned and came back towards the employee and tried to kick that person before walking away again. Stein had fled the restaurant when police arrived, but you know what? No, wait. So he had gotten out, right? He was safe. He had gotten out, and for some reason, the restaurant employee, which this only happens in places that aren't crowded or have any people in the city, he was followed out and said, "You can never come back here again." And that's when he decided to counterattack and turned with his cup. This takes talent, by the way. If it's a water cup, and I know he filled it up to the top, to turn around and try and kick that motherfucker.
Oh my goodness.
Without spilling any of your soda is fucking impossible.
I know you just said that without opening your teeth, right?
You know I did.
Your teeth was completely clenched during that.
You have to say it like that. I'm gonna shut up, that motherfucker. So he tried to kick that motherfucker, and then he walked away. Then he fled, and I feel like this is not at the level of, but adjacent. This is like ladies walking with high heels on. He can't do this that easily, so his escape isn't as smooth as he might have wanted it to be because he doesn't want to spill his soda. So he fled the restaurant when police arrived, but officers spotted him entering another restaurant nearby because it took him a long-ass time to get from point A to point B without spilling any of his shit. I don't know why he didn't just drink it.
Yeah, I just want to know, I am curious as to what kind of soda he put in his cup.
Sprite, nigga.
No, but then it's just I just feel like he did something more.
You feel obvious. Like he did orange?
He was more obvious with it.
He had the clear plastic cup and he put orange soda in it.
Yeah, how dare they even react to? Because it's just one of those things where, unless this person was really, really clocking him, because it's just how often are these people just watching you like that?
In Montana? Word?
Wait, was this person black?
In Montana?
No,
Word?
I think they were white.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm like, if he was black, then they definitely would be watching. But
right, but that's what I'm saying. I figure it was a white dude. It's just why are you even? Oh, can I have a water cup? Okay, sure, sir. And then you just going about
really tan.
He was Montana white.
So okay,
completely Montana. He was really, really, really no chin white guy.
I think this dude wasn't stealthy. Guy. This dude wasn't stealthy. He probably has done this several times, and this employee finally got fed up.
That's what I'm thinking too, because it's Montana. Honestly, how many people go into the fast food restaurant in Montana? All 4 people that live in the town. So they know him. They know him, and every single day he come in there with his water cup and get some Sprite, and eventually they was just like, you know what, not today.
And
Peggy,
he
back
while he was doing it.
He probably what?
At this juncture, he was probably winking at them as he was doing it. They knew, he knew. He probably walked in with his own cup.
Nope, he went on front and got that cup.
You know what I do?
Can I have a water cup? Theater? Wink, wink.
You know what I do sometimes at the movie theater? I walk out the movie theater to get my cup that I have out in the car. And I walk back in and I get a refill.
Because why pay $28 for a drink?
Exactly, and they see me, and it's a theater. They have plastic cups out here for the theaters, like the big plastic reusable cups with the lid and all that. So I just walk outside and get my cup, and then I walk into the bathroom and I rinse it out so then it looks wet. And then I say, I already took the lid off and it got torn. Can I get a refill? And they're always like, sure. They didn't just see me walk in.
Oh, okay.
At some point, somebody's going to be like, we're tired of this shit. Because his cup probably said Budweiser on it.
Well, I mean, if you're using the same size cup as before, they always pay more for the actual cups than they do for anything else. But them water cups, they're not the same size.
Exactly. I'm just saying. First of all, like I said before, that nigga should have drank it immediately. And then filled it back up. And do the 7-Eleven move, motherfucker. You fill the cup up halfway with Slurpee. You drink the Slurpee down.
See, my thing is, it's like somebody comes up to you saying, like, you didn't get, you got soda. I saw you. Like, unless you had, like, if you have Sprite, you could just be like, this is water. And just walk off. Even if, you can lie. Or, like, I think he had, like, actual, like, Dr. Pepper in that shit. And so he couldn't lie. And that's why he didn't have a leg to stand on. All he could do was just kick his cup.
You drink it down. You fill that fucker up halfway and you drink it down. Then when they're like, hey, that's not water, that's soda, you're like, I don't give a fuck, I'm full. And you leave. That's what I used to do at 7-Eleven at least. Walk in there, be like, what flavor Slurpee do I want today? I don't know. This looks new. This looks promising. Take the big gulp cup, fill it up halfway with the watermelon. Oh, sour. Parched chapped lips. That's real sour. That I think that might be too sour. Let me try this blue raspberry. Fill that motherfucker halfway up. Drink it down. That's nice. Kind of airy, but not like an icy. Do y'all know about ices? Anyways, let me try this frozen lemonade. Fill that motherfucker halfway up. And then act like your phone's on vibrate. Answer a call that you didn't actually get. Say it's an emergency. And leave.
Wow. This sounds like the Ocean's 11 of stealing soda.
It was intricate as shit.
It's a lot going on. I couldn't keep up.
I feel like he probably, though, honestly, he was going to the wrong spot. Because they got one soda machine in the fast food place. He needed to go to the gas station because they don't care. We got a bunch of different gas stations here in Omaha, but Buc-ee's has the best ices. They got like 15 different flavors of ices, right? Mm-hmm. And I got 2 of them on the way to my house from work. And so I regularly will stop at the one that's about halfway from my house and I will get icy. And then I will drive and drink that icy until I get to the one that's next to my house. And then I walk in and it's very simple. I just say, hey guys, how much for me to fill this thing back up? And you know what they say?
Don't worry about it.
Go ahead and fill it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And I get me another icy and then I go on to the house. There's no theft involved. There's no getting chased. There's no having to kick an employee. You just go to a place where they don't care. They literally sell 50,000 sodas a day and they know it ain't worth it. You get trained working inside a gas station. Guess what? I don't care enough about this stuff to get yourself hurt over it. If somebody wants to take it, let them take it. Who cares?
But in the city of Joe.
Joe Montana.
It doesn't
not
work
Joe.
that way.
Not Joe Montana.
You were saying, Shantae?
Oh, but that's another thing about this employee and everything. Who made you top flight security of the soda machine?
Of the world,
my dude. Why? You could have let that go. You could have let that go. That's not going to get put back on your check. You could, relax. Let it go.
I guarantee you in that employee's head was the music, you're the best around. No one's ever going to bring you down. Excuse me, sir. Where are you going with that cup? I saw you. You have Coca-Cola in that cup, sir. I need you to pour it out.
Fuck out of here, Daniel LaRusso. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Are you getting into the crane position? Are you craning me? Fuck you, motherfucker. And then he tried to kick his other leg, and then he fled. And then the cops saw him entering another... Y'all thought the story was over. Nope. The cops saw him entering another restaurant nearby and followed him into the bathroom where he tried to hide. Look, we don't know if it was a Burger King bathroom. Keep that joke to yourselves.
Oh man, he's an amateur. Then he should have been in the Burger King bathroom.
If he did, they got busy. According to police officers, once authorities found Stein in the bathroom, he began to resist arrest again with over a cup of soda.
Like, he should have faked like he was sick or something. Like, he should have instantly like, like something was wrong with him to make them like.
He should have just drank the motherfucking soda. If you had drank the goddamn soda when the cops came, you could have been like, I don't know what they're talking about, officer. This is my Budweiser cup. But instead, he began to resist arrest, and officers who don't see many black people in Joe took advantage and tased the fucker with a stun gun.
Oh, man.
Don't tase me, bro.
Don't tase. That guy was the best because he kept screaming it. Injustice, don't tase me, bro. I couldn't help it. I was young enough at that time to laugh my motherfucking ass off. Don't tase me, bro. Ooh, I'm a jerk. Quote, the officers were able to make entry into the bathroom. However, when they did and confronted the man, rather than comply with their instructions and pour the fucking soda out in the first place, he approached them. See, this is how you know there's no black folks in Joe. He approached them in what appeared to be an aggressive manner. The officers attempted to take control of him physically, and that's when he began to resist and fight with the officers and had to be tased to comply with the officers' instructions.
Man, there must be like nothing popping in this town. Because like on the one hand, you got the employee who popped off at the wrong time. You got a dude stealing soda insufficiently. And then, you have police officers willing to arrest someone over some soda, over a plastic water cup full of soda. Like, this is a mess.
You want to know why? Because they have nothing left to do, Sal. Watch how much evil, which you call crime.
Shut up, Ray. I know where that's from. I hate that.
There's nothing left to do, Sal.
Oh, I'm just saying. All of this could have been avoided. Just here's how you do it. Look. Single Simulcast loves the people. I will tell you exactly how to do this shit. I'll tell you how to do this, young.
No. We don't need another Ocean's 13.
It's not. It's
crime
not. This
schematic.
is literally like Ocean's Easy. This is like the easy button. Here's what you do. You stand in front of the fucking machine. You fill your cup up to the top. You chug the shit out of that soda. You leave. That's all that has to happen. If you got the balls, you fill it up again, because by that second time, they realize you're not really getting water. You fill it up again, and you start speed walking to the door while you're drinking the soda. By the time they get to you, there's nothing left but drips. You give them the cup, you say, I'm not thirsty anyway, and you leave.
So just know that Derek is telling y'all to do some nigga shit.
Right.
That is straight up nigga shit. I wasn't thirsty anyway, motherfucker.
And then throw it, and then just toss the cup. Take this cup, then, nigga.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wasn't thirsty anymore, bitch.
Oh, baggy ass bitch, follow me around with this shit ass bitch. Here, take this fucking cup. Crumple, crumple, crumple. Throw the cup in their face. Fuck you. Fuck McDonald's. Fuck the soda. I ain't thirsty no way, motherfucker. And then you leave. You go to Burger King. You fill up another cup.
I don't know, man. Please just dig for change in your couch. Please, this is Shantae talking, saying, please just dig for change in your couch and just go get your 99. Go get your 79-cent Big Gulp.
No, this is Rashani talking. This the devil on your shoulder. No, what you do is you go to Burger King where they got the freestyle machine. You try and drink like 17 different flavors before the cops catch you. Okay, it's important.
Please,
nigga.
No, I was like, please do not go to jail behind high fructose corn syrup. It's not worth it.
Hey, nigga, what you in here for? Murder? What you in here for? Arson? What you in here for? Robbery? What you in here for? Well, see, it was like 97 degrees outside, right? And I was so hot.
No.
Did you at least go to the freestyle machine? Man, I tried. I stood in front of it, and there had so many selections. I'm just saying, though, this is the kind of thing that happens in Joe. Be aware. Also, things that happen that you should be aware of is that Lauryn Hill's a piece of shit.
No. Ooh, nope. My chakras are out of line. I can't talk about this.
Lauryn Hill
I
is
get my chakras.
horrible person. Who fucking knew?
What?
Raise your hand if you knew that putting out one album like 15, 17, 25 years ago. My hand is up. That's crazy. I see the shadow.
Wait a minute. This the same person who leave niggas standing in the rain waiting for her ass. I don't know why any of y'all are surprised by any of this. I'm like, better yet, she'll leave y'all standing there and then still not show up.
Drive past y'all like joyful, I'm in a vehicle.
Oh,
y'all are
my
freezing,
God.
I am warm.
That's a
Bet
mess.
y'all wish that you were all rolling. I'm not gonna get you out this storm. I'm not stopping because I am hungry and Chick-fil-A is on its way. On its way.
Like, she really had motherfuckers out in the rain?
Over and over again.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, because I know because I know the running joke is that she's always late and shit. I totally understand that, but still, just like, you know, with inclement weather and stuff, like, for real?
Yeah.
Always been inclement weather, sunny weather, bitch don't show up.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Out here,
woo.
all we got is amphitheaters. She don't show up.
So I'm like, yep, y'all better listen to the Miseducation at home. First of all, you'll actually hear the songs if you stay at home. And two, you don't have to stand outside and wait for her.
Well, Robert Glasper was nice enough to, you know, just expose all the game. On the Mad Hatter morning show on 97.9, the host asked if there were artists who were known for their rude and reckless behavior. And Robert was like, I'll say a name. You ready? You ready? Lauryn Hill. And the host was like, why you do Lauryn Hill like that? And Robert was ready. He said, no. Why she do me like that?
Mm-hmm.
I did a show with Lauryn. This in 2008, I guess. She's getting $500,000 for this show. It's a 20-minute show. My friend was a musical director. He said, Rob, we're doing a show in L.A. You want to do this show? Mind you, 2 years prior, she had been calling trying to get me to come to her house to audition. I'm already a signed artist. I'm traveling the world doing my own thing. I don't do auditions. So I was like, sorry, I don't do auditions. If you want me, you can listen to my album. And she was calling, talking about, can you just play for me over the phone? No, I'm not doing that. I'm like, no. But I do have albums out. #1 jazz albums on the charts. If you like, you can check those out. But I'm not auditioning. I'm not. So then my boy was like, yo, Lauryn got a show in New York. Do you want to play? So I said, what's the deal? And he was like, well, we're rehearsed for 1 week for a 20-minute show. So we rehearsed for a whole week, like 10 hours a day. Every day she comes in and changes the show, changes what she wants to do completely. The last rehearsal, she doesn't even show up. Her manager comes in and says, Lauryn's not really feeling the way you guys have been learning the music, so we're going to cut your pay in half. The last rehearsal, the day before the show. First of all, we weren't getting paid that much anyway, but understand she's getting $500,000. So seriously, you going to take these 5 musicians and cut their pay in half? And then the host said, do you feel like you were messing up though? And Robert said, nah, man, we were a super band. She has this thing of, you know, she likes to fire bands. I can rattle off 15 guys at the top of my head. She'll go on tour with the band, and in the city that they're doing the show, she'll hold auditions for her band. One of my boys flew to Japan to do shows in Japan. While she's in Japan, she's holding auditions in the hotel, in the ballroom for her band. That's super gangster. And nothing's wrong. The bands are good. She gets the best musicians. She just has a thing. Anyways, the last rehearsal, they go around to everybody. Basically, like, if you're not cool, you can leave. I didn't need that gig. I'm making money on my own. I had my own career at that time. I was sitting there eating a beef patty. I'll never forget it. And I said, when I finish my beef patty, I'm going home. So y'all can do whatever y'all need to do. But look, I'm the principal piano player. I know they need me. The gig's tomorrow. So I'm like, I'm going home. I walk out. The manager runs. First of all, before she even came in, the music director, my friend, said, just so you know, don't look Lauryn in the eye, and you have to call her Mrs. Hill. Oh, so those rumors are true. Yeah. Huh?
Sorry.
One album, ladies and gentlemen. Don't look her in the eye.
What the fuck?
And you gotta call her Mrs. Hill. So, on the day of the rehearsal, she says to me, Robert, I need you to. And I said, okay, Lauryn. Respect, I respect. You don't come into a situation, especially when you've already stolen all of my friends' music. Miseducation was made by great musicians and producers that I know personally. So you got a big handoff of music that you didn't even write. You feel me, though? The host said, Robert, you know she gonna hear this. Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm ready. I don't care because nothing I'm saying is a lie. Point to me where the lie is, and then we can have a conversation. But if she looks at it, it's 100% true. That's why they got their money. The host was like, that's why she rearranges the style of the music on all the shows, right? On the tour, right? And Robert was like, yes, all kind of stuff. I went into it like, okay, I know you steal music. The host said, who steals music? And he said, Lauryn Hill. Duh. I've met Stevie Wonder and hung out with Stevie Wonder. I've met Quincy and hung out with Quincy Jones. I've met Herbie Hancock and hung out with Herbie Hancock. If those three people can be cool, Lauryn Hill should be able to be cool. You ain't done enough to be the way you are. The one thing that you did that was great, you didn't do. She took the credit for making the classic album. Those songs were written by other people, and they did not get their credit. She likes to take credit so she can become this super person. But if you're a super person and you're that talented, and the host said, do it again. And Robert said, do it. You feel me? She couldn't even tune her own guitar in rehearsal. We were in rehearsal, and she had my boy Benji tune her guitar. She would come into rehearsal and say, Benji, guitar. And just hold it out like this. And he would run and tune her guitar. So anyway, I leave rehearsal. I'm eating my beef patty. They run after me to the middle of the street, and they say, what can we do? I said, before 4 o'clock, you can wire all of my money into my account because now I don't trust y'all. If you want me to do this gig, you need to wire my money into my account within 30 minutes. That's what you can do. They wired the money into my account, and then I went home. I didn't do the other rehearsal because they had already disrespected me, but I came back for the show the next day. And the host said, how'd the show go? And he was like, it was great. It was only 20 minutes. She did a 20-minute show and charged them $500,000, y'all.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
I don't know. You fuck with Lauryn Hill, you played yourself.
Nope.
I think she comes in an hour late because her album was only 30 minutes long.
I feel like the Miseducation was longer than that.
Oh, no, I didn't listen to that shit.
What?
I mean, I did. Way back. Gosh. I didn't know it was like... I know it's like magical for a lot of people, but come on, y'all. It was a debut album. Seriously, niggas is still saying that Lauryn Hill is one of the best female rap or one of the best lady rappers of all time based on that one album.
Well, are they really? Wait, but are they really? Well, wait a minute. Are they really basing it off of the miseducation Lauryn Hill, or are they basing it on the fact that she rapped on the Fugees? Because I feel like she didn't really rap a whole bunch on the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, but motherfuckers thought that she had flow when she was, a
Fuji.
When she was in the Fugees.
All I ever heard her do was sing. Well, she did rap on Fuji La. Is that what it was called? I didn't like the Fugees either.
Okay, well, see, that's it. But see, that's the whole thing. They had a whole other album before the score, and it was like, she could rap, and motherfuckers knew she could rap, and I think, and it was just like once the score hit, it was like, oh my God, it's a huge deal. Like, I think, and I guess that's what I guess, like, one, I like Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, but at the same time, I'm not going to say, like, oh my God, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is the best album of all time, blah, 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 blah. It's not like that. I'm not a fucking stan. But at the same time, though, like, the idea that she made this one album and the score, and that's it, as if she didn't have other stuff going on prior to that, or at least as far as, like, it wasn't like the score was the only album the Fugees ever made, and it wasn't like motherfuckers didn't fuck with her as far as rapping, her skill is concerned and everything. It's just, I don't know, disingenuous, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word. I don't know. It's just like, she could rap. Lauryn Hill could rap, regardless. I always thought that she could, but maybe she's been maybe Wyclef wrote all her rhymes, and then that's really the end of it, and I don't have much else, I don't have a leg to stand on. I don't know.
I feel like maybe if you look at how Lauryn's career, and I'm gonna call this three event kind of period as her career, and then everything after that has been her milking her career. But if you look at the way that Lauryn's career was made, like, there's, at least for me, there's only one way to look at it, and that is she becomes like this iconic person because first you have Sister Act 2, and she just killed that role.
Yes.
I mean, just completely killed that role, right? And then you roll into the score, and then you roll into the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. That's three dope projects that she does back to back to back that are timeless. Tell me who sees Sister Act 2 come on and doesn't stop whatever they're doing and watch that whole god dog movie every single time, right? And then she just doesn't do anything else. To me, that's like, if she would just show up to her events on time over the last 20 years since then, she's got money just flowing out of her, because all she needs is those three things. She didn't need to do anything else to that. It's the attitude and all the craziness that this man is talking about that's kind of made this rain cloud over her. Because I don't need anything else from Lauryn Hill. I just needed those three. In fact, I didn't need the score, and I didn't need Miseducation. Honestly, I put Lauryn Hill and Stacey Dash in the exact same category. I'm living off of Sister Act 2 Lauryn Hill, and I'm living off of, what's that, Money?
Clueless?
Damon? No.
Money.
No. Mo Money, Stacey Dash. Those two people live in that role in my entire life, and I just ignore everything else they've done since then, and they're still perfect queens.
So, two of the most troubled women, as far as one with musical performances and the other just being like batshit crazy, and you're like, something you did back in the 90s sustains me.
I don't remember anything that they've done recently.
But see, that's, like Gerald is wild, but I feel like there's people. But this is the thing. This is why I think what Gerald is talking about probably speaks to why people keep coming to her concerts. That they are sustained by whatever they have, whatever that thing is, whatever it is, whether it's Sister Act, whether it's like early Fugees, whether it's Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, they are sustained by that and they want to go see it. They want to go relive it. It's just that she's not showing up for herself and showing up for them. And now she has this reputation.
Can I just say that if it was not for Lauryn Hill, we would not have The Read. Because Crystal and Kid Fury met at a Lauryn Hill concert.
Well, that's because they had a hell of a lot of stuff to talk about because she wasn't there to sing.
See? And so if she had actually came on time, we wouldn't have The Read. I stick by that.
I mean, but if my dad hadn't came on time, I wouldn't be here either. So.
Hey, goodbye.
Wow.
Yes, that's right. But I'm the bad one. I'm the bad one. Oh, okay. All right.
We'll be right back. This Single Simulcast.
This is Jarman, a.k.a. Shantae's brother. You listen to Single Simulcast. Favorite podcast. I like listening to it. Hopefully you like listening to it. Enjoy.
Hey, this is Marla, owner of Velvet Lips and co-founder of the Sex Down South Conference, and you are listening to Single Simulcast.
This is JV, and you're listening to Single Simulcast.
I'm a product my own decisions.
You're right. You're a product of your own decisions.
This is Single Simulcast.
This is Rainbow, and you're listening to Single Simulcast with Rashani and Shantae Fabulous. Remember, put a coaster under that.
That was simply sensational. Single Simulcast will surely surface speedily. Bitches.
Single Simulcast wants your reviews. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Google Music, or wherever you listen to us. Tag Single Simulcast with the screenshot of your review on Facebook or use the hashtag SSCast on Twitter. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Like makeup? Interested in mental health? Check out lithiumtolashes.com, where I talk about my own everyday struggles with mental health and beat my face from time to time. This is Single Simulcast.
Hi, hey everybody, this is Gerald Jones from Buy Black Podcast, the voice of Black business, where we interview Black business owners to help you get to know them, to help them teach you a little something, and for all of us to do a little bit more to support Black business owners and the Black economy. You guys are listening to Single Simulcast with Shantae and Rashani, and I appreciate every minute I get to spend with these folks. I know y'all do too. Keep listening.
Hello, this is Stephanie from the Mocha Minutes Podcast. If you can hear my voice, that means you're tuning in to two of my faves, Rayshani and Shantae Fabulous of the Single Simulcast. Congrats! You made a really good choice today. You want to make another good choice? Check me out on the Mocha Minutes Podcast. You won't be disappointed. If you're tuning in to the Single Simulcast, you're going to love the Mocha Minutes Podcast too. You can find the Mocha Minutes Podcast wherever you find your podcasts. We'd love to have you tune in. Okay. Bye.
My name is Jordan Redfield Wade.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the so-called People's Champion.
By day, I'm a philanthropist and private investigator.
You risked your own life to try and protect someone who needed it. If that's what's needed to be a hero, then I want to help.
But by night, I protect the people of Newark City in a different way.
My name, champ, is Redwing.
Do I need to count the sheer number of felonies you committed today?
As she lay dying, I promised my mother that I would fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. And I refused to let her down.
I would do anything to keep you safe, you know that, anything.
Even murder?
If that's what it took, then yes.
I am the defender of Newark City.
Justice is not something you can manufacture.
I am Redwing.
Are you interested in supporting this Black podcast? Awesome! Become a Patreon member at www.patreon.com/singlesimulcast. And for $5, you'll be able to chat with the hosts during our monthly Q and Awesome session. You can also support the show via our Teespring store at teespring.com/stores/single-simulcast and get a shirt or a mug. You also have the option to put a little something in our cup at paypal.me/single-simulcast.
Hey everybody, this is Wormhole Matt with the Planet Wormhole Podcast. Please follow me and my wife Rachel at Get Off My Planet. We are going to be talking about a lot of great stuff on Planet Wormhole, so please check us out. Thank you very much for having us on the show. The Single Simulcast, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast. It's also my favorite podcast because I'll be honest, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but you guys have really embraced me, and I love you for it. So thank you very much.
Hi, this is Deshaun, a.k.a. Big Boy 1077 from Spit That Ish Podcast. It's a sports podcast on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and that's about it. We've been doing it for 5 weeks now. It's pretty awesome. I have a co-host named Justin. We talk about everything current in sports. And thanks to Rashani, and this is a Single Simulcast.
Happy day. Oh, happy
That wasn't
day.
even her.
Oh, happy day. I know, but that's that little boy,
But you're giving her
Amar,
credit for
whatever.
things she didn't do.
No, the Joyful was dope too, but every single time I listen to the Oh Happy Day part and then her Joyful part, that sustains me for the entire, like, I will watch that whole movie just for those two pieces.
You know, the song that she actually sang by herself was His Eyes on the Sparrow.
She didn't sing that by herself. And that also, I will go in YouTube just that. And I will listen to that and there will be goosebumps.
I mean, Lauryn Hill. So I talked about Lauryn Hill in that movie and how her whole thing was, I'm leaving, who's coming with me? And she got kicked out, and then that was like episode 15, looking through the bars. Because she was looking through the bars of the classroom while everybody was like learning. And then they started coming together because of, or in spite of, Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill was the villain of that movie.
But she wasn't the villain. She was troubled because her mama didn't want her to be a musician like her dad beat daddy.
Her mama didn't want her to be a musician, so she was just fucking up in class.
Yeah, it's a hard time when you're 17, man. She was trying to find herself.
17? I got a 3.8.
I didn't. That was not me. 1.5, bro. I was in it. I had the whole high school experience.
Look, I would say that and whatever happened to that kid who hit that high note and then did the run like Miguel did when he got kicked out of when he got told he shouldn't be part of a group, like that boy, he never showed up again. Who was he?
He was
should
in
have
City
done
High.
one album and then stood people up.
No, he was in City High.
Is it okay? Right, that's what I was thinking of. The kid with the wore the little African hat or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was. What would you do if your friend was at home crying all alone in the bedroom floor? Yeah, no, that slut shaming ass song.
Yeah, yeah.
Single mom shaming, just women shaming. Fuck that song.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to just click. Like, I heard that song twice, and I remember the video was somebody stripping. And then she stopped to talk to Wyclef.
Like, my mama did it. Why can't you did it? Nigga, shut up.
Yeah, sound like man, like real, late 90s Twitter nigga shit. Like, that's where it comes from.
Sound like Jeremy from 2010.
Oh my god. Shout out to the facts, whatever the fuck that is.
Just the facts.
Hey man, I got the facts. Wait, what? No.
Well, he did say that he used to be trash.
He did.
He didn't lie. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Jeremy of Crown and Collards has definitely acknowledged that that he is matured and that he was on a different path once upon a time, but has got on the right path now.
He used to live on the ashy mountain.
But for niggas to go out and find his old post and prove it was a whole different part of the song. I was just like, golly, is this really a friend zone post? And I'm reading the nigga's idea of the friend zone from 2010. This is great. And then I got scared. Like, wait, how are they finding this fool's post so quickly and so easily? So I asked Bianca, and she was real vague about it. Which I was like, don't be vague. Really tell me so I could hide all my shit.
Oh goodness.
But see, that's why when those posts pop up on your memories, you're just supposed to delete that shit. Just
like
that's something to delete. Bullshit. Oh man, I was on
my old Beyonce stuff. I'm like, oop, that's right. Let me take this off.
Look, I was on some bullshit in 2008. Boop.
Beyonce is underrated. She's overrated. Oop, let me just delete this.
The newest episode of Single Simulcast. You can't turn a reality hoe into a house. Delete. Delete. Hey, Rashani, why does Single Simulcast go from episode 15 all the way to episode 205?
Don't worry about that.
What you talking about? Blame Pinterest.
What?
Exactly. By the time they stop thinking about it, I'm gone, nigga. I am out.
Wow.
Pinterest
Don't blame me.
Blame Pinterest.
Blame Pinterest. Wait, what?
Yeah. That's how we
Pinterest
do
do podcasts now? Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Go look that way. Before I go any further, I just want to say that I have never been a fan of goats. Don't like either animals. From what I hear, they make a great stew. But after hearing this, I got respect for goats because dozens of goats and sheep brought for slaughter escaped from the New Jersey livestock auction house last Wednesday night. And the facility's manager believes another goat who had bolted to freedom more than a year prior had helped them to make their getaway. The animals escaped through an unsecured gate at about 9:30 p.m., cops said. It took about an hour for police and locals to herd about 60 of the livestock back to their pens with a rope and cracked corn before police resecured the gate with a piece of rope. Auction house manager Bowie Postma says that those were the only animals who had escaped, but Tynan said that between 10 and 20 more were still believed to be on the loose. Locals jokingly pointed the finger at another goat nicknamed Fred who escaped from the same auction market more than a year ago and sporadically popped up around the town. In fact, cops received reports that Fred was in the area a couple of hours before the escape. On Thursday afternoon after the escape, Fred showed up at the facility and headbutted the gate holding newly corralled animals multiple times in an apparent attempt to let them back out. Postman managed to shoo him away, but the sighting made him suspect that Fred was also behind Wednesday night's escape. Quote, "It was him last night. I think he's the culprit. He must have banged that fence and let them out last night. I'm almost positive. He must have put a lot of force into that." Quote, "People tend to rally for the escapees," Hackettstown Mayor Maria DiGiovanni said. "I kind of like when they break free, but I see both sides. It's a business." She learned that from Trump, seeing both sides.
Oh.
Tynan was thankful that the animals' bolt for freedom didn't spark trouble on the roads. Quote, "There could have been accidents. People could have crashed into them. Nigga, why do you care? You're about to slaughter them." Anyhow, we don't know the mind of a goat or a sheep or what they'll do. That motherfucking goat is a hero, y'all.
Like, for real.
Literally the goat.
For real. Like, definitely. Like all I'm thinking is like Korg from Thor. Like, the revolution has begun. And
oh my gosh. I don't believe it. You know, I usually don't believe in reincarnation, but that goat has the spirit of Rosa Parks.
And the goat, like, give us free.
She ain't never seen a ceiling in her whole life.
I'm just saying. I think that it's absolutely awesome that the goat came back after they all got caught again and was like, "Why are y'all here?
Get out! Love yourself."
Real quick.
Bye. Harriet Tubman.
Oh, the door ain't opening, y'all. I'll be back, niggas. I'll be back. Don't worry, they ain't gonna kill you yet. Hey, remember that hole? The hole around the corner? Yeah, I'll be there. What I am also really, really amused by is the fact that the goats went and then the sheep just followed because they're sheep.
Don't be sheep. You know what? No, it's not Rosa Parks. It's Harriet Tubman.
Exactly. She was a bad woman.
Y'all crazy. Y'all making sheep noises for goats.
That's because I don't have any goats or sheep around me. I am not from...
What are the goat noises? They
like... I can't do it. I just know that it's not like it's a vibrating sound. Like y'all are in the goat wheelhouse. I just don't know.
We're just up in our goat sounds then. It's the black goats.
Yeah.
It's the black goats. Okay.
Yeah, it's the black goats and the black sheep.
Different dialects, you know.
Yep.
Okay.
You know, it's aura. Just like, you know, what David Duke said. He can tell when the black people talk because of how we say aura.
My mom said aura like that. I never understood that shit. I was like, why don't you just... I'll be thinking, like, she would say aura, and I'm like 5, and I'm just like, why don't you fucking say aura? But that's what I think. But you know, you can't say anything because it's just like, because you 5. And I'm just like, why? Why is it aura? I don't understand. Like, it is just like, okay, I'm gonna just keep fucking saying R. I don't understand. I don't understand where this whole is coming from. Whatever.
It's kind of like when you have a bump, a mosquito bite. My cousins used to say, "I need to itch this bite," and I was like, "What the fuck kind of backwoods shit are y'all talking about? Where do y'all get that from?" And they'd also do that throat clearing shit when they didn't even have allergies.
No.
Fucking.
Yikes.
Yeah, shit was gross. So before I go any further, I just want to say fuck you to Movie Pass.
Oh.
Thank you for your time, though. It was nice while you lasted. Apparently, Movie Pass is like gone ass deep. But before they go, they're fucking over everybody who tried to cancel. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say I haven't canceled yet because I am like the person who's in a relationship with somebody who's about to die, and the person who's about to die got a ton of money. I'm about to ride this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. So, other people, however, tried to cancel Movie Pass back when they realized the Movie Pass was blocking out every fucking movie except for like one. And so when they tried to cancel, Movie Pass was like, "We disagree."
So, what? Like they ain't letting motherfuckers cancel?
No, they're not letting motherfuckers cancel.
Wow.
Movie Pass, people canceled Movie Pass and then got an email. People canceled Movie Pass at the beginning of this month or at the end of last month, and then got an email from Movie Pass today saying, "We've changed up our style, and so we've you're back in."
Really? So was it like connected to like PayPal or something?
No, it's connected to their credit cards.
Okay. Because some people can like do stuff with their PayPal and everything. You know, they can connect shit and everything, and you can go into your PayPal and just be like, you can't automatically debit my shit no more.
Yeah. I would think that wouldn't work either because Movie Pass will find a way. But yeah, as of July 31st, their whole any theater, any movie, any day promise was pulled from the website, and now their stock is at 5 cents.
Wow.
I mean, motherfuckers said
they just like bite off more than they could chew with thinking they could
$300 million in a year.
Bruh, I bet those investors got to be pissed.
Right.
Well, that and motherfuckers was just like, this isn't sustainable. Like motherfuckers was saying it wasn't sustainable, kind of like, you know, like, oh, it was awesome, and then it was just like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. But you know, they kept doing it.
Movie Pass was like all you can eat cotton candy. Us kids, the viewers were like, yeah, and the stockholders were like, nigga, you really gonna let them eat all that cotton candy? And the owners were like, yeah, they'll be fine. You know, they're not gonna just. Some of them won't eat cotton candy every month. You know, it's kind of like the gym, but the difference is people actually want to go to the movies. Niggas don't always want to go to the gym. That's where the difference is between the gym and Movie Pass. So we were going to the movies and using your money, and then using your money to get free popcorn and soda. So y'all were paying for everything. It was the best date night ever. Hell yeah, I'm gonna use that for a fucking year. And so now it's almost dead, and I'm like, that's sad, but the good times that made us laugh outweigh the bad. I know you gave 300 million, but at this point in time with Movie Pass, you can only go see Slender Man.
Oh goodness!
Like if you look at the Movie Pass app right now, the only two things that were available as of this morning was Slender Man, and then all of the access to the Meg was just grayed out. Like you couldn't even select it. And I know there's more movies in the movie theater around the corner from my house than Slender Man and the Meg. So I was like, fuck you, Movie Pass. I'm not coming back till you fix this shit. And they'll fix it pretty soon. I think they're just waiting for all these people to jump off and quit. And then they're going to be like, all right, y'all, we going back to the way it was. We're going to bump up the price of $39. We're going back to the way it was. And I'll be like, yeah. I'll pay $40 a month because I see, like, on a good month, when Movie Pass was actually working before everybody found out about it and shit, I was seeing, like, 8 movies a month. I pay $40 for that.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Movie Pass. We barely knew ye. Kind of like this guy who walked into a donut shop and called a woman a nigger and lost his job damn near the next day. A man who used to work at Mississippi Baptist Medical Center is now out of a job after he was caught on video using a racial slur. Kyle Thomas, a radiology technician, was terminated after video of the incident was shared on social media over the weekend. In the video, Thomas can be seen arguing with an employee at Donut Palace. Why the fuck would you argue with somebody about donuts? It doesn't have enough jelly, motherfucker. He then turns to the black woman filming him, Keandre Wardlaw, and tells her to shut your fucking mouth. I mean, she probably wasn't even talking because she was recording. You don't want to talk over the video. That's how you miss shit. But the two traded insults for a few seconds, and Thomas started to leave. But the video shows him turning around and saying, "You're a nigger. You're a nigger. Shut up."
Wow.
It's a good combo.
Wow.
I mean, I'm thinking that it was the shut up part that lost him his job. The spokesperson for the Mississippi Baptist, which sounds like, seriously, Mississippi Baptist Medical Center. I've never heard of a hospital that sounds like a church.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro, you need to come on down south and visit us. That's literally every hospital sounds like a church.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we got St. Anthony's. We have, we have Baptist Medical.
Yes. It's all churches down here. We ain't all living in that what's that North Cali one? I keep forgetting the name of it.
Kaiser?
Yeah, Kaiser Permanente. Y'all they own everything. You go to the doctor, you go to the insurance. It's not like that in the South. It's all the churches run the hospitals.
Probably because the churches were probably the initial hospitals anyway. That's what I would historically the churches probably ran the hospitals, and then the church, and then here we are, with St. Anthony's, Baptist Medical, whatever, Mercy Hospital,
of the
all kinds of, pretty much churchy medical.
Turkey medical.
Church's chicken. Not a thing out there. That's weird.
No, we have a Church's chicken here too. There's all kinds of stuff here in the middle of the country.
In the middle of the world.
In the middle, and right here in the Bible Belt, we got all kinds of things. You know, it's not just happening in California.
You can go to John's liquor store right across the street from St. John's Baptist Church.
But do y'all got it like they got it in Maryland, where it's a drive-through liquor store?
What?
Oh yeah.
No, we don't.
I remember when I was in high school, we used to hit the drive-through liquor store. You had to go all the way down to the hood, though. Like, we were usually, most of my friends, we lived hood adjacent, but you had to go all the way to the liquor store that was in the backside of the hood, where they really didn't care. And like high school, no ID, no nothing. You just drive up to the drive-through liquor store and tell them what you want, and you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we can only get beer here through the and that's only from like the convenience store.
I mean, this was the 90s though.
No, this was 2000.
Yeah, no, this is 2000. Now it may all we got our liquor laws have changed and shit. So I don't know how drive-through. I don't know how that's gonna work now, but
drive-through liquor store.
But maybe that's coming. You know, maybe the drive-through liquor store is on the way. I don't know.
And they always said, "Don't drink and drive." We were like, "What the fuck? You can't tell us what to do. By the time you come out of that building, we're fucking gone, man. Watch this." And then I take a drink of my soda, because really I didn't even go there to get alcohol. I just went to get like a Sprite or something like that. Can you fill up this water cup? And out. The spokesperson for Mississippi Baptist Medical Center of God in Christ told local news outlet whatever on Monday, "We are aware of the confrontation captured on video involving one of our off-duty employees at a local donut shop. We take this situation very seriously. This employee's language and behavior does not represent our organization's values, and his employment has been terminated." First of all, it's Mississippi. Yes, it does.
For real.
Don't front. Wardlaw told the station that she's an employee at Donut Palace and didn't want Thomas to get fired. She said that Thomas later came back to the donut shop and apologized for causing a disruption.
Wait, so is that the person who was filming?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he came back and apologized. See, they probably that video got posted to Facebook. Somebody said, "Oh my God, that's Thomas," and added him and everything, so you could click his name, and then he got notified that, oh my God, there's me on the video, calling a black person a nigga, and let me go back and go try to defuse this, and it was too late. Like there's no way. You got busted, and you thought apologizing was gonna fix it, and it didn't.
I mean, he was trying to call her a trigger, and the autocorrect just it didn't quite curl over.
It's like when the guy got called a racist for walking into the club and said, "Which one of y'all want to roll with niggers?" Wait, no, that's not how the song goes. Which one of y'all want to roll with Trigger? I'm so sorry. So wait, this is Mississippi. Y'all thought that was funny. Racism. It's great out here. Racism and orange juice. Hand in hand. Wait, that's Florida. What is Mississippi known for? Oh yeah, just racism.
Skippy peanut butter. No.
Really?
Not it.
No, that's Georgia.
No.
Yeah, no. Mississippi's just racism.
Mississippi is just known for racism. That's literally they're okay.
And the river
mascot for Ole Miss is the Running Rebels. Their whole college mascot is the Confederate losers, basically.
Wow.
If you translated it.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely racism. I mean, because that's where Emmett Till died. Was in Mississippi. Like racism.
Exactly. Houston Rockets superstar James Harden is facing accusations that he roughed up a woman at a Scottsdale nightclub. According to TMZ Sports, The woman named Harden in a police report, though he has not yet been charged with any crime at this point. Now, I want to stop right there and tell y'all that, as you already know, assault, never funny. Never funny. And I'm not reading this for the humorous aspect of it. I'm reading this because this woman is a fucking genius. The woman alleges that a member of Harden's entourage got into a fight, which she began recording on her cell phone. At this point, she alleged that Harden grabbed her wrist and snatched her phone before throwing it on the roof, so then she couldn't sell the footage to TMZ. Now, as you just heard, this is according to TMZ Sports, so... The woman claims that Harden threw her phone on the roof of the club, and then a member of Harden's crew came up to her and offered her $200 for the phone. She took the money. And then she says Harden came up to her and handed her another $300.
See, this is where they messed up.
The woman ended up going to the hospital after retrieving her phone on the roof, which was still recording.
What?
To be treated for a wrist injury after the fight was broken up by nightclub security. Nobody ever said, I'm giving you this money for you to not turn that in. It was just implied. She took the $500, waited for them to leave, climbed up on top of that roof, got her money back, or got her phone back, and then went to the police. That's gangster as fuck.
What phone is $200?
None of them.
Not yet, but one.
That phone wasn't broke.
This is where they messed up. I'm like, it's a $1,000 phone, and you gonna give me $200? Nigga, fuck you.
That's true. You only nigga, you James Harden, all you got is $200. Word.
You spent $10,000 in the club. What we doing?
But James gave her another $300. It was a T-Mobile. It was a Razor.
Nigga should have cash apped some cash. Like, nah.
I don't understand. Like, I'm not of the mindset of grabbing somebody to make it is the best way to convince them to stop doing something. And also, I just want to point this out real quick. Guys, fellas, whomever may be listening to this, thanks. We appreciate it. Punching a wall, hitting a door, slamming a door, stomping, yelling, shaking fists, acting really aggressive, things of that nature in order to intimidate somebody, it's abuse.
I mean, Luke Cage is abusive as fuck. That's why Rosario left.
Fuck that nigga. Oh my God, I love those comic books, but fuck that nigga. Oh my God. That section of that show made me so just... I had to stop watching it for a while.
I felt the same way. Like, this season, if it wasn't for the Jamaicans, I wouldn't even watch. Because everything about who he was becoming, I was just like, this is trash. And then that tired ass, you ain't never had to worry about somebody crossing the street because you don't know what it is to be a black. I'm like, this is Rosario Dawson. She done been holding niggas down for I don't know how many movies now. Shut your ass up and apologize. No, I want to punch a wall. No, it's good. She left you, and her ass didn't come out back the whole rest of the season. Spoilers if you ain't watched it yet. But that shit pissed me off.
But yeah, it was.
Oh my God, that pissed me off.
I'm glad she left. If they had wrote her in to stay, I would have been disappointed that she didn't say I need a rewrite on this. Because, but here's the bad part. That was all really written and like that, so then at some point him and Jessica Jones can get together.
You think so?
Oh, I know it. I read the comics. They have a baby.
Right, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to keep it, they're going to adhere to like the canon and everything. Because I don't feel like they're making it out like Jessica is going to end up being with anybody.
They were fucking in her show.
Right, but having sex doesn't mean that they're going to have a relationship. I feel like they're making Jessica Jones' character into a character who isn't going to. Well, she was with the other dude, the Latino dude.
True.
So I just feel like they're like while I know how it ends up I understand that Luke and Jessica get together and they have a baby and all that different stuff in the comics. It just doesn't seem like that's the angle that they're going for as far as her character is concerned. Because it seems like if you try to make her out into a character who's going to end up becoming somebody's mom and end up becoming somebody's like wife, girlfriend, whatever, it's not even the same Jessica. You might as well just get rid of the show because it just doesn't seem like that's the angle that they're going for.
I feel that. And that's the segment of the show where Shantae like breaks it down. It happens every episode. I don't know if everybody else is. But I'm just like, yep, I feel that. There's really nothing else I can say except for I feel that. So this story is fucked up on multiple levels. Just hours after being arrested and released on bail for allegedly assaulting his wife, a Utah man stole a plane. What the fuck? Oh, man. Hold on. Sorry. Just hours after being arrested and released on bail for allegedly assaulting his wife, a Utah man stole a plane and crashed it into his own home where his wife was staying, police said. The man, 47-year-old Dwayne Youd, who's a piece of shit, did not survive the crash on Monday, officials stated. Flames engulfed the house on Payson, in the city of Payson, after the crash and ensuing fire at 2:30 a.m. Youd, who's a piece of shit, his wife, as well as a boy, were inside of the house at the time of the crash. They were lucky they escaped and the plane did not hit any other buildings or power lines, police said. Youd, who's a piece of shit, has biological children who are not in the home at the time of the crash. Before stealing the plane, the piece of shit called his biological children who were staying in the home where he later crashed and told them to go stay at their mother's house that night, which they did, police said. Youd, who was a piece of shit, was an experienced pilot who had access to the twin-engine Cessna 525 jet because he flew for the company who owned it, authorities said. He's a piece of shit, and he was the only one in the aircraft when it crashed and killed him. No one cried. Video taken by a neighbor showed flames coming out of the house and people watching from a distance. The neighbor said his mother heard the plane pass by twice before the crash. The crash was the third incident that piece of shit had that required authorities within a 12-hour period. At 7:30 p.m. the night before, he had been arrested for assaulting his wife and was released on bail. Hours later, at 12:30 a.m., he called and asked a patrol officer to be present at his house to keep the peace as he picked up belongings in his truck. The plane crash took place 2 hours later.
I mean, fucked up. I mean, it's basically what people say happens. Obviously, this is like a fantastical kind of event, but it's still basically a abusive man, goes to jail behind his abusive nature and then attempts to kill his partner. This is the story.
What a
I wonder how he got bailed out. I guess the question is, how does bail work where he is as far as Utah is concerned? Because it's like, okay, I would think that someone has to bail you out versus you being able to bail yourself out. But maybe that's not how it works. Maybe it's just like you get arrested and then you post some money and then you can just bounce. I just figured that you need another party to bail you out.
I'm not quite sure how it works in these states that only got 2 cities in it. But I feel like the cops knew this guy.
Okay. See, that's valid too.
And so when he was like, I need to go to my house to do this, they went with him and then was like, okay, it's all good. Where, no, you're releasing this person who just assaulted his wife. You shouldn't be releasing this person. They shouldn't bail out the first night. Is that how? I honestly don't know, but I feel like that's not how this should work. I feel like you should be in jail until you get arraigned or taken to court or something. Like, isn't that, I guess I just feel that way because that's the way it always works for black folks. Like, you jaywalk and they take you to jail and you stay in jail. And I guess it's because you could pay bail, you could afford the bail. But why are we bailing out people who are assault? Like you said, why? There should be no bail for people who assault people. Domestic violence should not have a bail because they're just going to go right back.
I'm sorry. So I'm looking at this. I looked up what's the bail process in Utah, and supposedly it's already the way that you said, but it's not because this dude got out. Because like the first sentence of this thing that I'm reading, it says, "How does the bail process work in Utah?" It says in most cases, once somebody has been arrested, bail will be set. There are some cases involving domestic violence in nature, like domestic violence assaults. Bail is not going to be set until the person comes before the judge. So supposedly, in the state where this dude lives, he should have had to see a judge before they would even set bail for him to go out. So I don't know how on a weekend he was able to just, bounce.
Which maybe it speaks to what Rashani was saying, is that they knew this dude. That they, the system worked in a different way because this dude was attached to the system in a different kind of way. Not just a regular citizen, but a citizen that they know or are close to or whatever. So he might have posted his own bail and they just didn't even bother with it. And that's another thing, because there's also the fucked up thing that can happen between men, because it's the assumption that it was probably a man who decided like, oh, you can post this bail and you can go. And it's a man that takes him back to his house thinking that it's okay. And it's this idea that, that men might downplay this type of a situation, either on their own or being convinced by the abuser that it wasn't that bad. It wasn't a big deal. She's crazy. She's this, whatever, that kind of thing. And they're sympathetic to him. And then he's able to do what he wants to do when he got out, got that plane, and flew it into the house.
I wonder how his biological, seriously, how can you be so callous? First of all, you're assaulting your wife, so you're already a piece of shit. But then to put a line between her children and your children, to call your biological kid and say, go stay with your mom. Don't tell anybody, just get out. In hopes of hurting her and her child. He's just a horrible person all around. Horrible father, horrible husband, horrible person, horrible man. I hope that they impaled him with thumbtacks in hell. I hope they just put a thumbtack on every part of his body and then just make him roll around. I think Stephanie's asleep.
I'm not.
But
I'm just waiting for the plane to fly in.
No more planes, Stephanie. The flight is over. The last thing I want to talk about was a story that Teen Vogue put out last week about the usage of black people as reaction gifts.
Woo!
it was an interesting thing that they brought up, like how white folks use angry black women primarily, but also, and that was in quotes, but also funny people, just black folks, black people dancing, black people doing whatever as their way of expressing something or making a larger point. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that it said was, if there's one thing that the internet thrives on, it's hyperbole. And the overrepresentation of black people in GIFs in everybody's daily crisis plays up enduring perceptions and stereotypes about black expression. And when non-black users flock to these images, they are play acting within those stereotypes in a manner reminiscent of an unsavory American tradition. Reaction GIFs are mostly frivolous and fun, but when black people are the go-to choice for non-black users to act out their most hyperbolic emotions, do reaction GIFs become digital blackface?
That's hard. Because on the one hand, I understand it. Like I totally get it. And then on the other hand, I wonder, like, if you have somebody like the I said what I said GIF of Nene, if you are aware of who Nene is, if you are aware that this is from Housewives of Atlanta and all this different kind of stuff, like not just this is just some black woman saying I said what I said, I guess it's like, is it possible that some of these people are using these GIFs because they know where they come from?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just as aware of where it comes from. If there's a GIF of, Smokey and Craig, going, damn, they've seen that movie. They relate to that as far as the reaction is, on a human level. So it's kind of weird. But then at the same time though, if it's somebody who maybe doesn't like fuck with that at all, like black anything, then it is kind of just like there's all kinds of GIFs that you could come up with. Like you could pick up shit from The Office that's just as outlandish.
Mm-hmm.
And why aren't you using that? That kind of thing. But I don't know. I'm not all the way curled over one way or the other on it, I guess.
It's interesting to me how you see GIFs of white folks, mostly white kids, doing stuff like the white girl who was sitting in the car seat making the face, or the white boy who's taking a picture, I guess, with the fireworks behind him, and he's doing the dance move where he ends up pointing at the sky. Mm-hmm. And the white boy who's almost like making the sly side-eye face or whatever. They get used sporadically. Like, I see black folks using it more than I see white folks utilizing them rather. But like the ones you were talking about, the ones that are universal are the ones of black folks, and it's usually the ones of black folks who are doing something that is less than or something that they may not know about. And you're absolutely right. When it comes to like Nene and Kenya and the Real Housewives, there's undoubtedly white folks who watch these shows. But that one of the black kid who was with the backwards hat, who's drinking the out of the red Solo cup and then looks at the camera, the side eye face or the duck face or whatever he did, none of us saw that. So do y'all feel like there's should be a level or a limit to who's able to use GIFs of black folks? Stephanie, Gerald, y'all got any thoughts on it?
I'm kind of like Shantae. I really don't. It doesn't bother me too much. I think it depends on who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's just because I use a lot because of course I use GIFs or GIFs. Don't come after me, y'all. of different people. And I definitely use the white guy that, like, you know, with the eye roll thing, or some of like the little white girls or little white guys like making funny faces. I still use those, but I think it's also the intention of what I want the gift for. But if I see somebody who is somewhat problematic using gifts of black people, I'm gonna look at you sideways. Like if Steve Bannon was out there using like gifts of Nene, I'd be like, what are you doing? I would have a big problem with that, especially somebody I know who dances on that "I'm not racist" but line. Like I'm a have a problem with that, but I don't know. It's very gray. It's not so black and white.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Gerald?
There are so many other things for me to be upset about. I feel like the use of a funny black person gift by anyone of any color for any reason does not rise to the level of my threshold of give a shittiness. That's how I feel.
What is with this? I do declare. What is going on with this?
I thought he was about to have like a "I have a dream" speech or something.
I know. Like, oh man.
Sometimes you just have to take a few moments to get some perspective. White gifts are not as funny as black gifts.
Like, keep hope alive, brother. Keep hope alive.
Hey, just keep on fighting out there in Flatlands, Nebraska. Okay, I know I said that was the last thing, but this is really the last thing. More than a year after former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle. More than a year after former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle's ex-wife and former mother-in-law filed a lawsuit against him, alleging that he ran secret cameras in their bedroom and master bathroom. A North Carolina jury found him guilty of invasion of privacy on Monday. The jury then ordered the Biffle pay them $1.
Damn.
The Charlotte Observer reports that Nicole Biffle's lawyer, Amy Simpson, said Monday night that the jury awarded her $1 after finding Greg Biffle guilty of recording her in the bedroom and bathroom for 2 years, and that the jury found to be, quote, an unlawful invasion of privacy. The trial went on for nearly 2 weeks, in which the news reports that Greg Biffle denied on the stand doing anything inappropriate. And while Simpson told the news that the verdict proves that Greg Biffle was in the wrong, he told the station that the jury's ruling, quote, sends a loud message that they don't believe there was wrongdoing. Simpson told the Charlotte Observer that Nicole Biffle hopes punitive damages in the second phase of the trial will adequately reflect the true severity of his actions. $1.
A moral victory, I guess. Just wanted it to be known that he did it.
They sued for $9 million.
But then she settled for $1?
They didn't settle. That's what the jury decided. That
the jury decided that they only get $1. Wow. Then that's kind of shitty. That's super shitty. It's just like, yes, you did this shit, but it's only worth $1. That's fucked up. Yeah, that's fucked up. They must have, man, that must have been like some home team kind of shit. You know, like they fuck with Greg Biffle. They know Greg Biffle did the shit, but we not gonna make Greg Biffle, penny.
Yeah, if you make Greg Biffle pay money, he gonna come after you with a Biffle ball bat.
Like that's like if somebody, that's like if whoever the pro, sports person is, they end up in court in front of a jury, and the jury's like, yeah, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna ride for this person. Like, yeah, they kind of might have fucked up, but nah, they're not gonna be, they're not gonna get the full extent of the law put on them.
He probably bribed them with some backlit bit bookies.
Wow.
Stephanie, go ahead and do your shout outs.
Oh my goodness. Well, shout out to all of you here. Love you all. Shout out to the Rainbow.
Yeah.
She was on my show last week and this week.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to her. Man, shout out to Sleep. Shout out to Amani Grady on Twitter. Seems super random, but a girlfriend is going through it because of this whole Amy Siskin thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she is a real one because she is making time for these fools and then not making time for others. And yeah, I stopped following Amy after that. Actually today, because I didn't realize I was still following her. I was like, oh, I got to get her off my follow list because I can't.
You want to give folks a better idea of what's going on with
Okay. So Amy Siskin had said this thing which was completely stupid. And you're just like, okay. She said that we didn't have problems with white supremacists before Trump, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have them marching through the streets before Trump, and I'm like, girl, go to history class in a high school. You could have figured this out. So it was her and it was Imani and somebody else who kind of questioned her, like, where are you getting this from? And Amy decided to say that black women were being mean to me and named her.
Mm-hmm.
And then Amy's fans decided to run up in Imani's mentions as if she didn't have receipts.
Mm-hmm.
So
the segment that I saw, which trickled over to Facebook, like it's big when it trickled over to Facebook on the same day, was Amy was riling up all her white friends to get mad about Imani, and they were calling, by the time I checked in, they were calling Imani a Russian bot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, it's always so interesting to see white women and the power of white tears in action. Like, to see it happen is almost, I mean, it's a daily occurrence, but at the same time, it's still like, how do y'all still fall for this? And it struck me that three types of folks are always going to fall for white women tears. White women, black men, and black women who want to be down.
Yep. This is what it is. So apparently Amy was like, she's secretly a GOP member and really was not. The way she makes it sound is that she's always been for the resistance ever since Trump has been in office, but she really was with the GOP before this.
Mm-hmm.
She was campaigning. She was very much for Sarah Palin to win. She was not pro-Obama, but if you look at her recent tweets, you wouldn't know that. So that's what they were kind of calling her to the carpet on. Like, okay, this is all in your background. Why are you acting like it doesn't exist?
Yeah, and that she was on Steve Bannon's show a couple times and was bigging him up. And that she was saying she would vote for Sarah Palin over Barack Obama in 2012. And then they were like, that's a different Amy Siskin. Like, how big of a coincidence is that? But a different Amy Siskin out in Florida. And I was like, okay. But then one of her friends, who's also a friend of Imani's, I guess, hit up Amy like, yo, this fucked up, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself, and you owe Imani an apology. And I guess Amy like deleted all of her messages she had written to her, and then just kept pushing with the "woe is me" shit.
Because apparently this was the person who wrote the foreword to Amy's book.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, and she probably had no idea about that too.
Yeah, and then she closed off after The woman wrote the statement saying that I'm very disappointed to see what you're doing to Imani and Diane. Diane was also putting out receipts on Twitter. Amy pretty much just ignored everything that she said to her. And the last thing that I saw in the post that was showing this was Amy saying, quote, "Tomorrow I start again." And I said, that is literally the defining phase of white women tears and dishonesty. Tomorrow I start again. And then people started posting up gifs and memes of white women saying, tomorrow is another day.
Scarlett O'Hara, motherfucker.
And Annie saying the sun will come out tomorrow. Like, and it's true. Like, white women are always like, what can I do tomorrow? Oh, I gotta forget this all happened. I gotta push this out of my mind that I got Emmett Till killed. I gotta push that out of my mind. Tomorrow's another day. It just continues. But yeah, it sucks that this is happening. And it sucks to see a group of people getting fired up over something they know nothing about. So shout out to Imani. She's showing a lot more grace than I would have. Gerald, shout outs?
You know, as always, I'd like to give my shout outs to the illustrious Bury Me in Red Lipstick, Shante Fabulous, and her co-host, Rashani.
Oh, he alright.
As well, the queen of Mocha Minutes, Miss Stephanie Williams. And then I want to give my shout outs to me, y'all. Me. Shout outs to me. Because over the last month, I have completely rebranded my show. I was up till like 4 o'clock in the morning every day for 4 weeks. And I'm ridiculously proud of what I've done with Buy Black Podcast. Now rebranded The Voice of Black Business. And since I did that, the world has been opening up, and I'm so proud of my audience. I'm so proud of my listeners. I'm so proud of the folks who have been on the show. And actually, as it stands right now, downloads are at 19,984. So probably by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, we're going to bump over that 20,000 mark. And it has been a labor of pain and hatred for myself and the platform itself for a lot of times this year, because I just felt like I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And then at some point last month, all of it just kind of came together. I knew exactly what I had, how I needed to brand it, and I put in the work. I changed my website, and immediately when I rebranded, it's like a floodgate of recognition, and folks want to come and work together and do joint ventures. And there's a lot of stuff I'll be doing over the next 6 months, and it's all because of the rebranding of this show. So shout out to me for putting in that work, and shout out to the folks who follow the show and who will check out Buy Black Podcast now, because they can actually find it. So buyblackpodcast.com, you can find everything that I have there. I normally don't like to big up myself, but I'm giving it to me right now because I did some kick-ass stuff over the last month, and it is just going to make this platform way more valuable for all the people connected with it. So thank you guys for continuing to support me in that, and then also for just being able to step away from the serious world and come over here and hang out with y'all and do some fun stuff every once in a while too. I love everything about being a part of y'all's crew and getting the guest on Single Simulcast. Thank you.
We love having you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Shante?
Well, congrats to Gerald on 19,000. That's dope. And, yeah, I love being on this show. I love interacting with the people that I've been able to interact with, like Gerald, like Stephanie, you know, chopping it up with Jeremy and Bianca, and, you know, getting to be on with Marsha's Plate, and just so many people, you know, so shout out to them. You know, I wouldn't be able to talk to y'all the way that I'm able to talk to y'all, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on the show, whether it's on Twitter, if I wasn't on this show. So I'm grateful and I appreciate y'all. So shout out to y'all.
Gangster.
They just posted up another one of Jeremy's old post from 2011, and this shit has gone far enough. Oh, that poor guy. Like, no. Shout out to Jeremy. Real talk. That's my pots and pans, 100 grand. That's my man. And shout out to anybody else who has made some fucked up decisions and has grown. All I want is to know that you've grown. Like, if you're still saying that same shit in 2018, the fuck out of my face. But change is good. Growth is good. Mistakes are what help you grow. I do want to say thank you and send a huge shout out to Sherelle and Ricky, soon to be Sherelle and Ricky Hines, from the AUA.org and from Storytellers, my nigga LSPN. They have just become our latest patrons, and their t-shirts are in the mail. Hammy Sammys for everybody. So, that'll really help out as far as, look, in July, my beloved wife Nisha found out that she has a degenerative disc in her back. That over the course of the following 2 days after she found out about it, had rendered her numb on the left side of her body, from hip to toe. And it's been really interesting at the house, because she has always loved just working and just being out and being active, and she's been pretty much bedridden and house ridden for the past month and a half. And so her complete income has turned into an SDI check of $600 for the entire month, which has kind of changed the way that we look at our finances. When the mortgage out here is $1,325 per month, it kind of changes things. So I don't usually know how to ask for help. I don't like doing it. But I'm really, really grateful to Sherelle and Ricky for helping us out, because the money that they are, that our patrons are putting out, that Sherazar and Miss Angela and Miss Francine and Bobby and Corbin and Tally, and the money that they're putting out is really what's keeping Single Simulcast, the Dream Team, and Storytellers on hosts right now. I don't have the money for it. I don't have the money for anything. And it's hard. It's hard. And I just want to say that in the snap of a finger, everything can change for you. And, so if I've been short with anybody, I apologize. If I've been a bit more emotional or a bit more stressed out, I apologize. I'm not even saying that this is an excuse. It's not. I've just been a really shitty person over the past month, and I'm so sorry. I can't sleep. Even if I go to bed at 9 p.m., I'm up at 1 a.m., and I can't go back to sleep. And it's hard. I don't even know how we're going to maintain in a couple months when coaching starts back up, because we need that money. But I don't want to leave her, because if something happens, there's nobody else who can drive. Also, last week, our eldest daughter was driving Nisha and Go-Go and Kit and Triple to get bus passes for Triple and Go-Go for school. And they slowed down for a yellow light and stopped for a yellow light, because she's a new driver. She just got her permit. And the guy behind them, I guess, was trying to make it through the light, and I guess didn't even see their car at all, go figure, and sped up and wrecked our other car to the point where our insurance deemed it a total loss. So it's been a really, really interesting 2 months. And I'm not saying any of this. I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm not saying it for empathy. I'm not saying it for sympathy. I'm just saying it because I need to get this out somewhere. It can all change for you, both good and bad. Let's be honest. Good things can happen to you at the drop of a dime, and please be grateful and know that we're celebrating with you. But things like this can happen, and you wonder how somebody can go from happy to just despondent so quick, how things can change so quick. Sometimes it takes something as big as this. Sometimes it's something just small. I don't know. Thank you to Rick. Thank you to Sherelle. What I'm trying to do now is I'm actually trying to be more aware of how I present people, like couples, because I've always presented them as male and then the lady. You know, this is so-and-so and so-and-so, Mr. and Mrs. And now I've really been trying to go Mrs. and Mr. People get mad. But I'm trying. But yes, thank you to everybody who's been helping us out. Thank you to everybody who's checking out the show, sharing the show. Thank you to you, Stephanie, and you, Gerald, for joining us. We love y'all. Thank you to Jeremy and Bianca and Candace. Thank you to Diamond and Z and Mia. We appreciate y'all. Everybody who shares the show, we appreciate you. Tell your friends about it. We appreciate you. Yeah. This single simulcast, episode 312. Y'all be good. We're out. Peace.
This is Single Simulcast.
Don't know by now that you slip.